The New Orleans Saints have signed another veteran presence for their defense. Nigel Bradham has signed a one-year deal with Sean Payton, Drew Brees, and the Saints at another chance at a Super Bowl. This is the Saints building a team, depth, a roster that can rival the NFC's best and can really have a chance at a Super Bowl in 2020. Upgrading one of their weaker positions defensively, adding some veteran depth, some much needed veteran depth at the linebacker position. Nigel Bradham played 776 snaps last season, was a starter for the Philadelphia Eagles defense. I'm going to give you my thoughts on this signing, a one-year deal, Bradham to the Saints, and what it means for the Saints, their defense, how he may fit within their scheme. Before I give you my thoughts on Nigel Bradham to the Saints, make sure you do Gronk spike the like button, subscribe to the Bottom Line View for more NFL reactions just like this, and comment below your opinion on the signing. Nigel Bradham, the veteran, to the Saints. Do you think this is a great ad for the Saints, or are you not really a fan? Let me know in the comment section below. So Nigel Bradham has been a very good linebacker throughout the course of his career. He's played with the Bills. He's played with the Eagles. I believe he did win a Super Bowl championship in 2017 with the Eagles, a big part of that team at the linebacker position, and that was probably where he was in his prime. He's had some really good, borderline Pro Bowl-ish kind of years. He's not that same player that he was. I still think he is a good linebacker, though. And I was actually surprised that he lasted that long on the market. But again, just like Shady McCoy, the arms race in the NFC South to the Bucs, these guys don't want to just play for any team. They want to play for a team that they think can win a Super Bowl. So they're not just going to sign a one-year, $1 million veteran minimum deal with the Jags. They want to play for the top, the upper echelon, the teams that they believe will be in Super Bowl contention. And the Saints are certainly in Super Bowl contention. And one of the areas that they did need to add a little bit of depth, which the Saints, they have plenty of depth on their roster. That's what I really like about them going into this season, is that they have a lot of depth at basically every spot. They added to their receiving core. They have a lot of running backs, 2 starters basically. They have an offensive line that has plenty of depth, especially inside in the interior. They have 3 quarterbacks who can play. They have a defensive line that's very deep, goes 8 to 10 players that are pretty good. And then you look at the linebacker position, and that was really the spot where there's not so much depth, along with the corner position, I would say, where it's those are the weaknesses, despite Demario Davis. Outside of him, you're counting on Kiko Alonso to play a lot, possibly a rookie in Bond to play quite a few snaps. So adding a player like Nigel Bradham, I think, is a big addition, especially when you look at what he's done in the defenses he's played in Buffalo, in Philadelphia, kind of similar type of systems. And I think he can play mostly in a complementary role to Davis, more so as an athletic backer. He's not going to blitz as much and play the run the way Davis does in terms of Davis's power and strength. He's more known for his quickness and his speed, Bradham. And I don't think he's quite as fast as he used to be, but I still think he can run. And last year, he did grade as the 31st best linebacker in the NFL. So that's still a number 1 caliber linebacker, according to PFF. And that was on 776 snaps. He was by far the best linebacker a year ago for the Eagles, the most important linebacker for the Eagles. And he has plenty of experience, calling plays, putting the defense in the right position. Those are the type of guys you need this season, because what happens if Davis, for some reason can't play 1 week, You have another guy that has plenty of experience, maybe not within this specific defense, but calling plays and being the leader of a defense. Those kind of things, especially in 2020, this NFL season, are very crucial to success this year. On any given week, you need to call upon these players. And now the Saints have 3 linebackers where, they have Davis, they have Alonso, who's done a lot of that stuff, his days in Miami and with the Saints, and then you look at Bradham. So these guys have all been leaders or play callers in a way for their defenses, along with Malcolm Jenkins, can do the same thing in this secondary. So I really like what the Saints have done this offseason, adding Jenkins to the safety position, adding some depth there, adding depth to the linebacker position. I still want them to somehow add a corner if they can. That's really the one spot that I do feel they're a little weak at. I think they're really strong on the D-line. They're very strong at safety. I think they're good at linebacker, especially if the rookie can come in and play well. And Bradham can certainly play in certain situations. Last year, he played 12 games. He had 61 tackles for the Eagles. In terms of coverage, it wasn't his best season, most effective season. But he is probably one of the more athletic linebackers on the Saints. And I would say, when you look at it, I think Alonzo and him can probably split time. And I think that's what the Saints are doing here, is not only is there depth there, but there's a linebacker that maybe has a little bit of a slightly different skill set from Alonzo. They're a little different in that way. So they could play independent in different situations, and you can kind of mix and match the guy beside Davis. That's the intriguing part about this signing to me, is that now you just add a little versatility to your defense. You add a little depth layer to the linebacker position, and I think you get a veteran who can still play. I think a lot of people are going to talk about the Shady McCoy signing. I think that's a great signing, as I discussed in that video, but I think this is the signing that I saw between the Saints and the Bucs, two teams competing for that NFC South, that I think, okay, this guy, I know he can still play. I saw it last year. I still think this guy's going to have an impact on a defense. And I thought he would sign earlier, but that's the thing. He's 33 years old or 31 or 32 years old, whatever. So it's maybe teams aren't exactly looking for 31, 32-year-old linebackers, especially in offseason where you couldn't really work out players. That's why some of these free agents now we're going to see them all sign, because they can go to the facility. We can see them in person. Maybe they're coming off an injury, kind of like Bradham was, and we can see them actually run and see them move. And that's what happened here with Bradham. So I think this is a good signing. I think this is a signing that's going to help a Super Bowl caliber team. And I think Bradham will have an impact, at least in some situations on this team, and definitely from a leadership experience perspective. So there you go. Saints add a much-needed depth linebacker in Nigel Bradham, one with plenty of experience and Super Bowls under his belt. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, spike the like button and subscribe for more NFL reactions. It's Mitch. Peace.